Okay, let's run. We're going to show kind of the basics on wiring in a thermostat. This brown wire is what runs inside the home to the thermostat. These are the control wires for the unit itself. So you can see, as we pointed out, we've got our white, our orange, our yellow. We've got our orange rolled up here. This particular unit is not a heat pump, so we're not going to use that orange. And when you look at the control wires, you can see no orange there either. So we just wrap that orange up. We may have to use it sometime down the road. We're not going to cut it off and get rid of it. So we've got our white, yellow, orange, red, green, blue, and brown. Those match: white, yellow, red, green, blue, and brown. You can see here on the thermostat, on the schematic, that it shows us that we have a W1, which we're going to use as white, and brown is W2. So this is what will correlate to what we connect inside at the thermostat. That tells us we have a two-stage heater here. So we simply take these wires, join them together with a wire nut. You want to strip back your wires about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch per. Use a wire nut, tie it on. When I get done putting that wire nut on, when it stops, I pull it and make sure it's not coming off, just making sure it's secure. So at this point, I'm going to connect up the rest of these wires, and then we're going to take a look and see what we're doing inside of the thermostat. You always want to be sure that you have the power turned off when you're doing this type of work, because there's a significant risk of electrical shock. All right, so we've got all the light colored wires tied together. Everything's wire nutted. I've pulled on each, making sure they're secure. We just kind of push those together. We'll tuck them back in inside this cover, make sure everything's secure. All right, so here's the inside thermostat. It's a small Honeywell, and you just pull on the thermostat, the front face, and we can see the inside wiring. So here we see this is wired for G is the fan relay, yellow is the compressor contactor, W is the heat, and red is the 24 volts coming from the transformer in the air handler. You can also see there's a small silver jumper that takes the red and uses it both for cooling, which is R cooling or R heating, and there's just a jumper. So this particular control on the back of the control itself has a separate spot for either using gas heat or electric heat. In this case, you could also use the heat pump, but the heat pump would only use that heater in the event of the auxiliary, or if you went into emergency. Again, that would be based on what the type of control that you have. So here you can see the sub base and the wires connected to it.